Hello, family. Welcome, 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 welcome. So happy that you made it today. Let's get into our healing for today. We're going to have a card pulling from the Oracle deck, Sacred Geometry, which is a really, really fun deck. Sacred Geometry is very interesting just in general. And we're going to do some clear quartz, crystal clearing, cutting of old stagnant energies. We're going to get that right on out. So as always, with your permission, may I say a prayer? It's not religious. It's just something to connect us in spirit as community. May I say a prayer? Thank you. Dear Mother, Father God, and all for our greatest good, please connect us as community. Anchor us in ourself and our self-love so that we may open up and share our gifts with the world. Please bring healing to us and only bring up things for our highest good. Please send us the support through the Ascended Masters, the Reiki Masters, Master Jesus, Master Buddha, Master Katumi, Metatron, and your healing rays, and all the archangels that are here for our support. And I say this all in the name of I am. And so today I want you to think of one thing, that's two, but one thing that you want your I am to be. I'm going to say that I am disciplined. That's going to be my I am for the day. So take a deep breath in, filling up. Exhale, let it go. Take another deep breath, filling up. Exhale, let it go. Final breath, filling up. Exhale, let it go. Beautiful. Let's pull these cards. So this is a relatively new deck for me. It's my most recent deck. I found out about it because I had someone do a psychic reading on me, and they used this deck, and I was just falling in love with it. And it's very inexpensive. I think it's maybe like at most $15. It might even be $12, but it's just really beautiful. One more time. These cards are very flimsy, but yet sticky at the same time. The back is really sticky. Okay. So I like to set the intention of the community to bring us information for only our highest good. So let's go ahead and separate with this deck. I'm going to pull 3 cards out. 2, 3 cards. Set this over to the side. And let's go ahead and pull that first card. Ooh, how fitting for community. Healing. Well, spirit is in the right place. So it says healing. The frequency of healing supports our intrinsic ability to restore our health and wholeness by consciously using the information that comes to us through our senses and harmonizing everything accordingly. How beautiful is that? Okay, so with sacred geometry, you're supposed to look at the image, and this image is supposed to create a healing or initiate a healing effect within your brain. And it also resonates with whatever the theme of what the card is. And so you can meditate on these cards too. So if you want to, you can pause this, take a couple deep breaths, and meditate on your own healing by just looking at the center of the card and just allowing this geometry to work. Okay, I'm enjoying that. Let's see what our second card is. Oh, also in the right place. This is a community of universal love. So it says, and we have 4-4. That number 4-4. The frequency of universal love activates connection. We activates the connection we feel to each other, to our planet, and to the whole of existence itself. And for you all, you already know this, but this community is based on authentic love and based on healing through love and gathering energy through a loving way. And so this is definitely fitting for us, and you can choose to meditate on this card as well. And remember, as we're pulling these cards, remember to still breathe, to clear out your aura, to just have peace inside yourself. Here's this last card. Ooh, Merkaba. Interesting. Ah, Merkaba. It's a shape. I've seen people use this in healing before. The frequency of Merkaba supports our ability to use our consciousness to transverse into other layers of reality and dimensions. It activates our access to our Akashic inheritance as well, merging the totality of our experiences into our present to serve our highest purpose. Look at this. Beautiful. And you can meditate on this. So just to give you some insight. So I've seen a Merkaba before. If you look on YouTube, I was looking at a shaman doing a healing. And this shaman had created this Merkaba. And so he brought it to this wellness expo and he created this Merkaba, and he was healing people inside Merkaba. And he said that spirit, God, all things that are good, energy. Basically, it was communing with him to say, build this geometric structure and heal people on the inside. And the person who did who received the healing, they really enjoyed it. So this is definitely a sacred shape in healing in general. And it brings up the Akashic inheritance. So for you all who don't know what the Akashic inheritance is, or the Akashic records, it's basically, I want to say this database, but it's more in spirit form. It's what we all have access to. We can all pull our Akashic records. And what it is, it's basically saying, and not to get too hippy dippy, but it's saying that the soul has this memory bank of everything that we experienced on this earth plane. So all of our past lives on this earth, all this information that we learned in spirit in between reincarnating, you can receive that all in the Akashic records. Now, it's not the records of everything that has always existed, period. There are things beyond, our experiences here, living, these learned lessons on earth, but it's basically a memory bank of that. Past the Akashic records, we're talking about, more universal concepts, a closeness to God, becoming closer. I don't want to get too into it because I don't want to scare anybody who's like, oh, this girl is crazy. But it's basically saying that you can access your Akashic records, and you can basically pull from your wisdom, your lineage, your ancestors, and your own repetitive patterns. If you notice that there's a certain pattern happening in your life over and over again, it can be for good or for bad, you can meditate on your Akashic records, and you can go to the beginning of it and clear that out. Actually, that's exactly what happened with my health conditions for migraines. I had migraines for 15 years, and they were just debilitating. And what I actually had done was I had a past life reading done, and I didn't even know this was going to heal this. But the person who did the reading, who then became my Reiki teacher, she basically communicated to me that these migraines were coming from an ideological difference that I had throughout lifetimes, had this ideological difference with the people around me about faith, religion. So basically, she had communicated to me it was something where I'm going to get really out there, in a past life, an Egyptian lifetime, that I had dissonance with high priests who were believing in multiple gods, and I was saying that there's the one God. Now, when you look back on the Egyptian culture, Kemetic culture, there's this principle that that there is, this one divine source, kind of similar to monotheism, but that the gods represent certain traits that are found in this one God. And so I think from us looking back now, it may be easy to judge and say, oh, this, group of people just worshiped many gods in this group. They're coming into monotheism. But I don't think that it was necessarily like that. But I think the way that we reflect, it may have felt like that. And sometimes we try to simplify it anyway. Long story short, the dissonance came from me denying and me always being at conflict, to the point that there was this knot in my head. And what I was doing is I was denying what I had already known. I felt very connected to wisdom, metaphysical wisdom, ancient spirit. And I didn't feel like I had to do it in a religion. I didn't feel like religion was wrong. I felt like there's beautiful things, there's beautiful reverence in religion, but it just wasn't for me. And having to come to terms with that without feeling like, I need to be something different for someone else or to coddle someone else, it was revolutionary for me. And so in that moment, I just started to create firmer boundaries. I let that seep into my professional life too, where it's like, I'm no longer going to deny who I am in order for me to make other people feel better, or my perception of what I'm thinking to make other people feel better. So I'm going to get off my soapbox now. But just in general, I'm going to show you these 3 cards. Creating those boundaries, I talk about boundaries often too. Creating those boundaries have been vital in my life and in my self-healing. And what I realized is that nothing bad happened. I thought I was going to lose my job. I thought everybody would abandon me. I thought all these unforeseen negative things were going to happen when I created these boundaries. And nothing really happened, When I followed the light of it, it was so healing. When I followed fear, it was kind of catastrophic. But it's all in healing. So let's go ahead and bring this together and do just a healing as a community. So inhale, bringing that air in, coming upwards. Exhale, let it go. Continue to breathe deeply here. I want you to imagine that you're breathing that positive, rejuvenating air into your root chakra, that area in your pelvis. And we're clearing that out. Clear quartz is known as the master healer. It energizes and activates all the chakras. So you can actually use this on any chakra. And any negative patterns that you feel like no longer serves you, I want you to take a deep breath in. Exhale, release them. Let them release from your body. And I'm going to pull and cut. We're going to do this 3 more times. Inhale. Exhale, release from the root. I'm pulling and cutting. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale, I'm pulling. Cutting. You are released from the root. Pull that up now to the sacral, that area right under your belly button, between your pelvis. Take a deep breath in, filling up. Exhale. I'm going to pull. I'm going to cut. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Cut. And go ahead and let me pull that out. And I'm going to cut that. Clearing that out. Bringing this up now to your solar plexus, this area right here. I'm going to go ahead and pull it out as you're breathing. Any negative tendencies, it can be, generational. It can be from ancestor, lineage, learned behaviors and patterns. I'm just going to cut that out. And 1 more so that you get this extra confidence. Pull it out and cut it. Okay, bringing it up to your heart so that you're connected to your purpose. And it heals any sense of being hurt when you are vulnerable to people. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that. 2 more. Final time. Okay, good job. Up to your throat now. We are a tribe that speaks our truth and releases any fear or doubt. You better be strong out here. I definitely want to hear what you got going on. Clearing that out. Just clearing away anything that might come up for you. Now, moving this up to your brow chakra, in between your eyes. Ooh. I want you to imagine that just in between your eyes. Just relax. Just relax. Just relax. Just relax. Okay. So I'm going to pull it out. And I'm going to cut one more. This is blocking your intuition. And last time. Okay. And now for your crown. I'm going to pull up, cut, pull up, cut. Final time, pull up, cut. Okay, continue to breathe here. I'm smoothing over your aura. And making sure that the energy is not stagnant, that I'm not putting too much or taking too much away, but allowing it to be intelligent and allowing you to have autonomy in your body for you to choose where this energy goes. Continue to breathe here. And I'm just going to take a couple of moments to connect in with you and just scan your body to make sure everything is okay. So I'm still here. And I'm going to send some love to you just to seal your aura. Okay, so let me seal that aura over. I'm going to sign with the infinity. Beautiful. This is our healing for today. I hope you enjoyed it. And remember to take care of yourself, to heal yourself, to create those boundaries, to really anchor yourself in self-love. So until next time, with all the love. See you next time.